My name is Sonia Gray Hunn. I'm with the Congregations Organized for Prophetic Engagement, better known as COPE. I am a community organizer specializing in housing policies. Well, in 2017, we had an organization called Housing Now reach out to us because they noticed that there wasn't a lot of housing policy actions taking place in Southern California. They heard about, COPE being a grassroots faith-based organization, or at least, being a grassroots organization, and wanted to see if we'd be interested in learning about housing policy, especially a policy Prop 10, which was the Rent is Too Damn High campaign, and wanted to see if we wanted to learn more about the organization. And so I was asked by our executive director at that time, Felicia Jones, to travel to Fresno, California, to kind of vet the organization to see if we could be a good fit for each other. The individuals that we serve is basically our, within our grassroots organizing. We believe that, the people that's directly impacted by, different issues and concerns are the ones that's really going to lead the work. And not just in housing, but in education, civic engagement, health, reentry work, and of course, housing. Tabling is great when we at different organizations, when we table at different events. In this current state, a lot of folks are engaging because they're in need. They're in survival mode. Not so much that they want to get involved in a policy per se. It's like, I have a need and how do I get it addressed? And then we try to connect there. And then I say, well, I'd love to talk to you more. Is there any way that I can get your name and number, or I can share my name and number with you, and we can set up a one-on-one. I try to be very transparent with them. I'm intentionally trying to build a base, and I want to make sure that, are you interested in learning more? And I just love to sit down and have a conversation, because it might not even be about housing. It might be something else that we could talk about that you want to get more involved with. But I'd just love to sit and talk with you and just have an authentic conversation to see where it goes over a cup of coffee. We usually hear from the folks and then saying, okay, this is what we heard. Let's talk about some issues of what can be done. And then we try to tie it into either a current policy or practice, or saying, well, this is something we need to look at, and to say maybe we need to do more of a deeper dive. Maybe we need to do a research action to see what this actually looked like. And then we usually ask the open-ended question. We hear what you're saying. Is there other folks that have the same concern? Housing is so mass because it's not one size fit all. We have our unhoused population, which we try to protect. We have, folks come in and they're not coming in with just one issue sometimes. So not only do we have to worry about the rent increase, we got to worry about our demographic, Black, brown, or people of color in general, or low socioeconomic individuals being pushed out of their current housing. It's just multiple levels. So it's not just like one thing. So when we have to address things, we're listening to what's going on, and we try to say, what's the consensus here? We can address a lot of different issues, but if we don't have people power to really hold officials and decision makers accountable, then now we just continue to have conversations. How do we really move the needle into actually changing policies and practices around housing justice? We know that the county have identified numerous of the same programs, organizations to do the work. But yet when we send our residents there for programs and services, we know y'all just got the money, but they don't have the services. Or are you saying, okay, we're going to do outreach? Outreach is not housing folks. And as you're giving out more and more hotel vouchers for a week or two or up to a month, if you can get those extensions, where do they go from there? You're not building for our community. And really for our demographic, we're looking at 30% AMI, which is folks making underneath that $50,000 a year or below. We don't have the housing market for that. Studies have shown that in order to live in the city of San Bernardino, for a one bedroom, you have to be making at least $28 to $32 an hour, depending on the location. We know that our demographic is not making that. We barely coming up to $18, $20 an hour. So if you know that if you don't have the housing for this different population. What are our city and our county doing to create those housing in the massive numbers that we have? Because we know that our unhoused population is constantly going up. We know that our rent is going up, but we're not providing any protections from slumlords, from these corporate organizations that's coming in and buying up this property and let it staying empty, or not keeping up the property as a whole, but yet going up on the rent. So let's look at different alternative models of what that look like. If the city don't want to oversee affordable housing, then let's give the opportunity to the residents. We haven't looked at social housing. We haven't looked at community housing. The city and county both have a lot of land that we can look at as far as doing land trusts, where we can actually get a land trust and actually develop some of these properties, and let the community own the property and maintain it. Because COPE is not a direct service organization, and we try to stay in our lane and do what we good at, but then partner with those who's good at doing what they partner with those who's good at doing what they do. And so knowing that no one organization can do it alone, that it takes collectively all of us to really come together